Well, a very, very good evening to everyone that has joined us on this webinar, and thank you so much for being on here. It is always such an honor and a privilege for me to share with you, and I'm excited to know what is going to be shared with you tonight and see how this potentially could be a life-changing webinar for you. So my name is Charlotte Venter, and you have joined us to listen to an overview of a company called LifeVantage. Now, LifeVantage is a network marketing company. We do direct sales, and there are many, many companies out there. And tonight I'm going to share with you my story about why did I choose LifeVantage. So this is not a product overview, it's more of a business overview. And so I'm very, very grateful that you're on here. And I want to thank you for giving me 30 minutes of your time tonight to have a listen about this company and just what this could mean for you as a family. Firstly, I would love to share with you what this has done for me and my family. So my name is Charlotte Venter. I hold the title of Elite Pro 8, which won't mean too much to you, but you'll see a little bit more about that later on in this presentation. I live on the Sunshine Coast of Australia, and I live here with my husband, Andre, of 26 years, and our two amazing children, Brandon and Robin. This is my family. I'm super proud of them. Wherever we go in the world, we always take gangster photos. This was taken at the top of the Emporium State Building in New York. Recently, we traveled to New York for the first time. And so let me introduce you. This is my daughter, Robin. She's 22 years old. This is her partner, Grace. And then this is our son, Brandon. He looks really scary, doesn't he? And oh my gosh, look at Kristen. That's his fiance. Finally, the guy did it. He asked her after 7 years to marry him. So we are planning a wedding for next year. Very exciting for us. And this is my gorgeous husband, Andre. 26 years, going on 27 very soon. And he's an amazing guy. And of course, this is me. I've told my children that when my grandkids arrive, they need to call me G Mama. And that's either for gangster mama or grandmama, they can pick. But yeah, this is my family. And this is the family I am extremely passionate about. These are the people who push me beyond borders and boundaries and limits to what I ever thought was possible for me in my life. So I'd love to share a little bit of our story. You know, we immigrated from South Africa in 2001, moved straight to the Sunshine Coast, have lived here now for 17 years. I feel like I'm an Aussie. I know I don't sound like it, but I really have got the Aussie blood in me. And we love this country. We just have such a great time living here. My kids are very often so grateful. They say to us, they're so grateful that we made the move to bring them to this beautiful nation. So we moved over here, and when we did move, I had prior to that always been working in corporate. And so I didn't really see much of my kids. My son was 8 and my daughter was 5 when we immigrated. And one of the things that happened is at the airport, through tears rolling down my cheeks, my mum said to me, Charlotte, promise me that you will never again go work for a boss, because you can work for yourself, my girl. I know you can do that. Stay at home with your kids. And it's a desire that I've always had. In fact, I remember when Brandon was a mere 4 months old, I had to return to work. And I remember sitting the Sunday night before I went back on the Monday, sitting on the carpet in the lounge with my husband with a piece of paper and a pen, working out our budget, working out was there maybe any chance of me staying at home and being with this little baby who I definitely did not want to leave anyway. And I remember bawling my eyes out because it just wasn't possible for us then. And that is sadly the case and story for a lot of families today. And that is partly why I am so excited to present to you tonight what has completely changed our family's future for decades and for generations to come. You know, in December 2015, my husband and I, we have this little ritual. Every year at the end of the year, him and I sit without the kids close to us. So it's generally in a bubble bath because the kids don't want to come in there. And we sit and talk about the year. We look at what's worked, what hasn't worked, what is our relationship like, what's happening with the kids, what do we need to change, what do we need to do more of, what do we need to stop doing. And so this particular year, I remember once again sitting in the bath, just crying and crying, saying to him, honey, I've worked hard on my own business at that stage for another year. My husband has been commuting for 10 years from the Sunshine Coast to Brisbane and back every day, 1.5 hours one way, some days 2 to 3 hours one day if there was an accident. And we were both sitting in this bath just under 3 years ago, looking at one another thinking, what is life all about? Why are we just surviving? We are not living a life of abundance, of, you know, lots of stuff happening, of, you know, freedom of time and choice. We are in this rat race because we are merely providing enough money to pay the bills, and some months not even quite having enough. And also at that stage, our health was not in a very good place. I had prior to that, unfortunately, been bitten by a tick on our property here on the Sunshine Coast, and I got really, really ill. So I had been with specialists and they helped me, but my body was a mess because of all the drugs that I had taken. So I had to rebuild my body. So my health wasn't in the best place. Financially, we were not in the best place. Mentally, we were not, because we felt like, what is the future? What is our plan B? What is going to change? We really couldn't see that anything could change. But you know what? I said to my husband in that bath, honey, there's nothing more you can do. You are an engineer. You are driving up and down to Brisbane every day. I'm so grateful for what you do, but I am going to go and look for the right company and the right product to bring to Australia so that we can change our family's future for once and for all. And for not just for me and for you, but for our children and for my grandchildren. I was determined that I was not going to lie on my deathbed and have another story of, I didn't chase my dreams. I didn't chase what I really believed we deserved for our lives. I just succumbed to being mediocre. Because friends, the opposite to success is mediocrity. The opposite to success is mediocrity. And I was determined that I would not be another statistic. So what happened is I went to the DSA of Australia. The DSA is the Direct Sales Association. They look after all the registered companies. So these are companies that are doing things above board. These are companies that are generally very safe to work with. And I printed out the top 100 list. I made a list of what I was looking for in different things, such as the product, such as the company, the culture, the payment scheme, the commission. You know, the timing of it, was it new, was it fresh, or was the market saturated? And I looked at the support and the company systems to see, would they give me sufficient support to build a business? But my most important question was on product. So friends, I didn't have much experience. I had failed miserably in business. Miserably. I had worked for 17, or by then it would have been about, 12 years. I had done different businesses, tried all sorts of stuff, and just never got a breakthrough. And I was determined, though, to go find something that, on all the business experience that I had gathered over the years, I knew what was important components for a successful business. And here they are. Number one, if you get a great product, you can build a strong business. Number two, if the company is solid and stable and they pay you well, you can build a great future and income for your family. Then timing, was the market saturated or was this still new in our country? And lastly, the support and the systems. And let me show you tonight what I found. You see, LifeVantage or this product or people didn't find me. Nobody came to me and, told me this big rosy story and pitched me and got me involved. No, I knew what I needed to find in a product, in a company, in a payment plan, in the support and in the timing. I had a list written out and I went looking. And this is what I wanted to find. With a product, Protandim NRF2 is our key product. I found a unique product that you couldn't just get in your car and drive down to Chemist Warehouse and buy. You see, a lot of companies have things like a protein shake. Well, there's 1,000 other protein shakes in Australia. What makes people buy your one, right? So I knew my number one criteria was the product had to be unique. It had to not be a niche product. In other words, I wanted every Tom, Dick, and Harry or Sheila and Bruce in Australia to have to use it. That's what I was looking for. So it is not a small market, it's a massive market. Then I needed it to be affordable because I had seen with other companies that I'd worked with that they've had great products, but they are way too expensive. So what happens is people use them for a month or 2 months or 3 months and then they stop. And I found this in my other companies that I was consistently having to bring more people in because people were falling out the back because the products were too expensive. So my number two criteria was it needed to be affordable for almost every single Aussie and again, globally, every person. It needed to give people results. So I went onto YouTube and I watched every video I could find. Friends, it took me 4 months to make a decision on whether this product and this company was the right one. And if you know anything about me, I'm one of those people that I'm all in or I'm all out. I almost become obsessive. So I remember lying many nights, lying awake next to my husband, hearing him snore, listening to YouTube videos myself, watching with my earphones in the ear, watching video after video after video of testimonials and what people say about this product. And the results I saw was mind-blowing. The Washington State University did a study on this product. And they reported that they believe it could be the most extraordinary breakthrough in the history of medicine. Holy moly, those are big words. The biggest product ever in the history of medicine. When I saw that, I realized I needed to look further. And then there are many independent studies and science, and we've got published studies. You see, this is another key one because every company has their own little scientific board and they can say what they want to say, right? But when you have an independent institution such as Harvard University do a study on the product and they publish that, my goodness, this stuff actually works, that is credible. That was the kind of science and evidence I was looking for. Now, when you have these things combined, especially if the product is unique, affordable, and people get results, you have what we call in our industry high retention or a sticky product. In other words, people use it month after month and year after year. And that was my number one criteria for the company I was going to work with, is I needed to know that the product was not going to be used for a month or 2 or 3, but people were going to stay on it for year after year. And secondly, that it's consumable. It's not like a water machine that people buy once off. No, they buy this every single month. And with our commission payment plan, every time they buy, I have the potential to earn a commission on every single sale in my entire business, which is fabulous. So the product got a big tick from me. Then, of course, I wanted to be sure this company was stable. I looked at the history of the company. It was older than 10 years. It was 13 years old. Now, let me tell you that statistically, 85% of companies in network marketing fail before they get to 5 years old. And of the remaining 15%, only 3% make it past 10 years. And those 3% normally go on to become legacy companies. In other words, they're here forever. And that is what LifeVantage was for me when I looked at it. The second thing is this company is not just a Mr. and Mrs. or a ma and pa business. This is a publicly traded company on the stock exchange of the NASDAQ. In the last quarter, our shares have tripled. In the last quarter, we have published and reported the highest sales volume in the history of this company. This company is only on its way up, which is fabulous. I looked at the management. I looked at the CEO. Darren Jensen is the CEO. This guy has almost 30 years of experience in leading companies like LifeVantage to $1 billion in sales. Currently, we are doing 200 million. We are in 27 different countries. We are heading towards 130 countries and $1 billion in sales in the next 3 to 5 years. So that was what I found with the company. And then another key thing to understand is that this company has proven sales. This product, Protandim NRF2, hasn't just been around for 5 years. Friends, it's been selling for 14 years. And now I believe our recent statistics or figures are around the 220 million in sales for the past financial year. So it is a young company in that we have not yet reached the globe. We have many, many more countries to go into, but it's not a new company. There's a huge difference between the two. So together, when I looked at all of those components, it made me feel like the company is secure. There are more rules and regulations and people making decisions because it's a publicly traded company than if it was just a Mr. and Mrs. company. Then, of course, I needed to be sure that I could earn a great income and that the income would be residual income. Now, what is residual income? Well, residual income is the kind of income that comes in again and again and again and again on the work that you've done once. So you bring in a customer, you get paid. Next month, that customer orders again, you get paid again. They order again the next month, the next year, the following year, you get paid again and again and again. So whether you're lying on the beach and doing nothing or working, every time those orders go through, you can get paid again. And, you know, I recently heard this quote, I think it was Robert Kiyosaki that said, if you don't make money while you're sleeping, you're going to work for the rest of your life. Isn't that a cool quote? And it is so true with residual income. But what I found in the compensation plan structure is that this business structure is a unilevel, not a binary. Massive difference when it comes to building your business and earning a great income. It's a dynamically compressed 9-payment scheme on the residual income. So dynamically compressed means that it's not 9 levels that get paid, but 9 people get paid every time a sale goes through, which means it could be 60 levels under you, it could be 100 levels under you, and you still can get paid on that order. There are 5 different ways in how we get paid, and my favorite one is the elite pool. What the company does is it takes all the volume across the entire world, including China now. We've just opened China, which is massive. So the company takes 4% of the sales revenue, not the profit, the sales revenue for the month, and that 4% is divided between 4 different ranks. It's a Pro 7, a Pro 8, a Pro 9, and a Pro 10. Pro 7, you get 1 share. 8-2, 9-3, and 10-4. And friends, this equates to, at the level of 10, it's around about $30,000 a month just on the elite pool, just one method of payment, which is massive. So when I'm sitting here in Australia and I see Taiwan is going off like crazy, I'm cheering them on. Go Taiwan, go China, because the more sales we have globally, the bigger that pool and the bigger portion of that I earn as an elite rank. So one of the key ranks in our business is to get to the elite level, and we can teach you that as you come and join us. Also, our income is publicly announced. Because the company is a NASDAQ traded company, we have to publish what we pay our distributors. It's not hidden, it's not a secret, and you know, it's totally open there for everyone to see. What I loved when I looked at this compensation plan, and I'd been with 2 other companies, I am very, very detail focused. So I can tell you that I ripped these compensation plans apart, and I found that this one was truly unlimited, and it was totally going to change my family's future. Let me show you what I mean. This is my rank right now, and this is the minimum or monthly average that I would earn on residual income only. So residual is one way that we get paid. So friends, this is US dollars, 23,000 US dollars a month on residual income. Maximum is 77,000 a month. Now, for most people, you look at those figures and you think, wow, that just blows my mind. Like, that's not going to be for me. But why not you? Why not for you? When I show you in a minute about timing, we have barely started in Australia. Barely. We need you to come on board and help us to get this incredible product into the hands of our fellow Aussies and friends across the globe. We've got teams in New Zealand and in the States and in the UK and Taiwan and Thailand, and we're all over. I think we're in 12 different countries near our team. So we want people to have the kind of success that we know every person, if you just go to work and you do what we teach you to do, you can do the same, you can achieve this. You know, to show you another figure, we will have 10 people of this rank in Australia. Our goal is to do $10 million a month in sales, which I believe is very achievable for us. This means we will have 10 people earning $100,000 a month, US. That is massive. You know, when I look at the lower ranks and I look at a Pro 6, for instance, almost 6,000 US dollars a month, friends, that replaces most people's income. And we have people that have done Pro 6 in 3 months, 4 months. Some take a bit longer, some go quicker. Pro 6, I hit in my 3rd month, I think it was. So it is doable, and you can get out of that job. If you, like me and my family, we're just stuck in this rat race, you can get out of your job. You can have more options for your life. There's definitely more options available for you. Furthermore, let's look at the next important criteria that I considered, and this is, of course, timing. So timing in network marketing is exactly like location when it comes to selling properties. That's the most important thing, right? We always hear location. Well, in network marketing, it's all about timing. And if you get the right timing in a company, what we do know statistically is that your business grows 20 times quicker than it would normally grow. So let's have a look at the timing in Australia. Well, currently, these are our statistics. 0.0003% of people in Australia know about us. That's so tiny, it's not even 1% of people. At the moment, in November, we had a distributor event on the Gold Coast. And, you know, normally this is for our distributors, an annual event That is the key event for distributors to attend. And in the other companies I've been with, the one had about 14,000 people there. The other one was sitting around 7,000 people. Friends, in November, which is just a few months ago, we had 180 people there. This is how new this opportunity is in Australia. The highest rank at the moment is a Pro 8, and our global expansion is happening right now everywhere, which is creating great momentum for this company. So the timing is absolutely perfect for you to join us. And then the last thing I was going to consider when I looked at my options was the support and the system. What was available for me? Well, there is massive support. I'm biased, of course, because I'm here and I can see what we do, but I can tell you that I get feedback daily from experienced people that have had their own business or that have been in network marketing, and they tell us that the support we have is something seriously to just be in awe of. So do not be concerned about the support. We will hold your hand. We will take you step by step and teach you without overwhelming you. We do work a lot on social media, so we're not all about go pester your family and your friends. We don't like doing that. We teach you how to approach some of them, but we're definitely very big on social media. And our company has a great app, a mobile app that helps you as well to build your business a lot easier. So when I saw all of this stuff, I said yes. And this is the post I made on Facebook on the 11th of April, 2016. I said, history has just been made. Isn't that cool? Now, friends, fast forward to where we are today, how my life has changed. Unbelievable. I want to cover this with you though, because a lot of people do think, I don't like network marketing. I've heard such bad rumors about it. I'm not sure that it is for me. And I tell you what, I know how you feel, because my friend took 6 months to get me to go to an event. And the truth is, I only went to shut her up. Because she kept pestering me and she kept on and she kept on. But today I am so grateful that she did, because when I was sitting at that event, I was looking around at the people there, listening to the stories and thinking, I want what they have. And I can see people here who have exactly what I've been searching for. So I came home after that event and I jumped in. Let me tell you, the myths about network marketing are not true. Network marketing is a growing industry. 2017, it was up at $189 billion in sales, not million, $1 billion in sales. The past year, 2018, I believe it has exceeded 200 billion. Do you think if it was a pyramid or if it was illegal, the countries would be shutting it down? Do you know that pyramids are illegal in Australia? You cannot have a pyramid in Australia. There was one recently, I don't know if you saw it, I won't mention the name, but there was one recently and it got shut down. Within a couple of months, the DSA was onto it and they shut it down. Amazing. ASIC as well, they just go ahead and they shut them down. A pyramid is something that you put money into and you hope like heck you're going to get the money back. Our company is a legitimate NASDAQ traded company that has a phenomenal product that we get into market through the hands of distributors. That's what we do. You know, when I started researching network marketing, I found that Richard Branson, Sir Richard Branson, who I really adore and I really trust the guy, said that he absolutely endorses network marketing and his next company that he opens will be a network marketing company. See, it's being dubbed as the business of the 21st century because so many more people want to work from home. And especially this caught my attention. Did you know that 82% of women, and I love men with all of my heart, but I'm extremely passionate about helping the moms and the women of this world achieve excellent success working for themselves from home so they can juggle their kids, so they don't have to drop kids off at daycare, so they don't have to miss any soccer games, they don't have to miss those dance lessons. So 82% of women in the USA who earn 100,000 or more a year are in network marketing. Friends, this is the most incredible profession that I've ever come across. You see, it is not any different to Uber. With Uber, you have got an app, a phone, or you can use any kind of phone. I think you can maybe even use an iPad. With Uber, you have somebody who needs a ride, and you have somebody who has a car, and there's an app. With us, we have an app, we have a beautiful product that's a health product, and we have somebody who needs that product. And all we do is we link the two. We find customers, and we find people who, like myself, want to change their lives financially. Some people just want to earn an extra $500 a month and pay their car bill. That's perfect. Some people cover their mortgage. Imagine if you had residual income coming into your bank every month to cover your mortgage. How awesome would that be? So there is no difference between Uber, Airbnb, to what we do. It's the same thing. It is the business of the future. I heard some ridiculous statistics today of what is predicted in the next, not even long, it's like the next 7 years, of how many more people will be out of a job. It is scary. So friends, if I can advise you of anything, that would be set up your home business. If it's not LifeVantage, go find what will work for you and start working on it. The thing that was the most important to me, and it still is today, is that my life needs to count. I want to leave an impact in this world. I want to know that the day when my time is up, that there is something left behind that is a legacy. And building this business is building an asset of legacy for your family. What I've learned and discovered in my time doing this and working with a lot of people is what women especially want, and men of course want this as well, but specifically women, they want more for their families. They want options for their families. When the child says, Mom, I need new soccer boots, you want to just put the kid in the car, go to the shop and buy the boots. Why should you have to budget for it? Friends, we're not supposed to live a life like that. Society has us in this, this formula and this, it's almost like a mold of what's expected of us. You don't have to live a life like that. Think outside of the box. Be prepared to get out of the boat and really, really chase down what your desires are for yourself as a mum or a wife or a husband or, a male and a dad of the kids. Chase down what you want. Chase it. Don't succumb to just mediocrity and filling that mold that society puts on us. So for family, women want more for their families. Secondly, so many women that I've spoken to, more and more every day, want more opportunities for their husband, more options for their husbands or their partners. They want them to be able to say, you know what, you can cut back to 4 days a week. You don't have to do 5 days a week, honey, because we don't need that income anymore. Or you know what, you don't have to work on the mines anymore. You can work from home and take that job that has less income, but you can be at home because I now have this extra income coming into our bank every month. Thirdly, women want legacy. They want to feel like they're contributing towards the family. And fourthly, independence. This is not the biggest thing for most women, but for a lot of women, it is very important to feel that they're contributing and that they do have their independence as well. So what is your goals? What is burning inside of your heart? What have I said tonight that may have resonated with you and that gets you excited and that you want to chase down? Friends, this is not about money. It's not about making tons of money so you can go buy a new boat or, massive diamonds or go and, be flashy and ego-y and, tell your friends how cool you are. It's not about that. This is totally about legacy and what money brings, the options it brings. Did you know that statistics in Australia says this, is that if the average family had $500 more a month, more than 50% of divorces would not happen. You know, my mom taught me as a little girl, she said, Charlotte, when there is no money in a marriage, love walks out the back door. Now, I say that with caution because love is a big thing. And, you know, love is what holds us together. But financial stress brings a lot of strife and difficulty into a marriage. And look at that statistic. What if we can help Aussies and other people across the world to avoid a divorce because we help them make that extra income? What if we can help people live their life to the full because we teach them and show them how to help others be the healthiest they've ever been, and at the same time change their own families? What if that's for you and for your family? So for my family, friends, amazing. You know, my husband on December the 14th left his job after 30 years of working for corporate. My husband now is at home full-time with me. What a blessing it has been. For my children, both my children, when I started building my business, I set up accounts for them. Both my children have strong businesses. These are young children, 25 and 22 years old, who have businesses now that are turning over in the $1 million a year and plus more. This is what you can do for your family. So I want to encourage you to go back to the person who invited you to be on this webinar. Please go talk with them. Please organize a call with us. Let us talk together with you and show you what is possible. Do not let fear of, you know, failing or not knowing what to do make the decision for you. Stand up and come and work with us. Let us change this world, because that's what we want to do. So I thank you so much for listening to me. I do absolutely believe that something has tweaked in you. Maybe something has inspired you. So act on that. Don't leave it even one day. Message that person now, and we would love to work with you. So welcome to the LifeVantage family. And once again, thank you so much for joining me.